everyone, I am Behzad and this is my final project for course ADTA 5550 Deep Neural Network. The instructor is Professor Gwen and my project is about building, training and improving a CNN model, a convolutional neural network model. My project, I will work on the following bullets that you can see. First, I want to start with an introduction, then I'll go to dataset description. I'm going to talk about the characteristics of the dataset. Then I'm going to talk about data preparation, what I did on the data to make it ready for building my convolutional neural network. First, after that, we're going to make our CNN. Then we are going to train our model or network that we made. We're going to talk about evaluating the performance on our CNN model, and we will compare our CNNs on two different data sets. Then we're gonna try to improve our convolutional neural network model, and I will briefly have a conclusion about my project at the end. A convolutional neural network, or in brief, we can say CNN, is a common model for making classification on different data sets. For example, like the image recognition purposes. In my project, I will build and train a CNN model on a dataset named CIFAR10, and I will use the TensorFlow and the GCP, Google Cloud platform for doing my computation. The dataset is called CIFAR10 or CIFAR10, and it's basically a set of images. My goal here is to classify input images in 10 different classes, and I'm looking for higher accuracy rates, and I will make a multi-layer network to achieve this purpose and target. I will use the Python language for coding, and I did this by using Jupyter Notebook on virtual machine or cluster on the cloud, and it is run on Google Cloud platform. Let's talk about the dataset. This dataset is provided by Dr. Wen, our professor in Canvas. It is named CIFAR _10 ADT data, and is a commonly used dataset for image recognition projects and purposes. This dataset has 60,000 images with the size of 32 in 32 pixel in 10 classes, 10 different classes, and each class has 6,000 images. This dataset is a valuable resource for researchers and can be used in different image classification purposes. So the students in different universities, the faculties, and generally the researchers can use this dataset for image recognition purposes in different industries. So it is a useful data set for making those kind of models. This data set has, as I mentioned before, has 10 different classes. Those 10 different classes are airplane, automobile, bird, cat, deer, dog, frog, horse, ship, and truck. So first we're gonna give this model an image. The image is in size 32 by multiplied by 32 the in 32 pixel, and by doing those computations that we are going to do in our network, we are going to classify the input image uh, in one of these 10 classes. Before we can use our uh, model, we need to make this data ready for our model. So this data set is a clean data set. It's a collection of 7 files with 177 megabyte of size. I downloaded this dataset from Canvas as Dr. Wen instructed. Then I uploaded this dataset to my virtual machine on GCP in this specific directory jp underline ntbk slash cfar underline 10 underline data. Uh, so uh, But I need to mention that before doing this, I need to start my virtual machine in Google Cloud Platform. So I started it, and I opened an SSH in a browser. Then I opened the directory jp underline ntbk by using cd command, like cd jp underline ntbk. And after that, I made a new folder, a new directory named cfar underline 10 underline data by using mkdir command, like this: mkdir space cfar underline 10 underline data. Data preparation is gonna continue, and uh, I changed the directory to the new subfolder that we created in previous slide, cfar underline 10 underline data with cd command. And then I clicked on upload file button on the right top of the SSH browser, and selected the downloaded datasets and uploaded them into the virtual machine on GCP, Google Cloud Platform. And if you look at these codes, you can see that those datasets are available in that subfolder. And right now we have all the dataset, the CFAR dataset on the cloud. We will continue the data preparation. Uh, we are going to we know that we are going to use a Jupyter notebook, but we need to use that Jupyter notebook on our virtual machine on GCP. So if we want to do this, first we need to open a SDK shell, and by using this command that you can see in between the quotation, uh, it's gonna the command, when we run the command and push the enter, uh, we will make a link between the local computer and our virtual machine or cluster. And uh, and if you look at this specific comment, you can see that uh, there's the name of my project and the zone that I use in my connecting to the cloud. My zone is US South 1, and also I can see that that's my account, and that's my virtual machine name. If we push the enter, another windows will pop up, and uh, when it opened, first I change the directory to Jupyter folder by using cd command, cd space Jupyter, and uh, I will type Jupyter Notebook port is equal to 8888. So this is the command that I'm gonna put in the new opened Windows in Jupyter Notebook in Jupyter Notebook folder, and I will use and I will see that there's a token. So that token I will use it to for entering the Jupyter in next steps. As I mentioned in previous